Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Solana, what has happened to it recently, and where we think the price is going to go to in the near future, as well as a price prediction here on Solana for 2023. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if we appreciate the daily analysis on this channel and you're one of the 86% of people that watch my videos that have not yet subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like this content. So without further ado, let's talk about Solana. We're going to start off with all the recent stuff first, and then we're going to move on to the 2023 price prediction later on. So the annotations are back on the screen, and really if we just zoom out here on Solana, we can see that if we go over the past month or so, we can see that not really all too much has been happening. The price has been trading within a very narrow range here, basically between $12 and $15. And what we can actually do is draw a couple of trend lines that really show the channel that Solana has been trading in very well. So, and basically over the past several weeks here on Solana is that it's been trading in a very small channel where we can define it by a set of two trend lines. And the bottom trend line, we can connect the lows of the price over the past several weeks on Solana by something that looks like this. It's not quite perfect, as some of the prices do dip slightly below, but generally speaking, it does encompass the lows of the price here over the past few weeks. So this is our support trend line here on Solana, where prices have basically respected and bounced off every single time. And equally, we can draw a trend line on the upside, kind of connecting the peaks here on the Solana price, where the price has come to and bounced off in the downwards direction. And so we have this kind of channel where we've got this upper trend line, we've got this lower trend line, and they're both kind of converging into each other. And this chart pattern is known as a triangle. So a triangle formation is in play here, where the channel is getting narrower and narrower and narrower. And basically what we'd expect to see from a chart pattern like this is a large price move in either direction. It could be in the upwards direction, it could be in the downwards direction. We do not know the direction, but we know that once the price gets towards the end of this triangle formation, we'd expect a large price breakout. It could be within the next few hours, for example, or it could be at the very end of this triangle. So, you know, and so this is something that I am keeping my eye on. Of course, the price target from such a structure is the first test of the support and the first test of the resistance, and we get the distance between them kind of like this with our measuring tool, and we just drag this measuring tool to wherever the breakout may be. So, you know, for example, if the price broke out within the next few hours, kind of like this, for example, if the price started heading up towards this trend line at the top side, we can expect the price target here of 18%, and therefore the price target on the side, as you can see, would be around $16.74 here on Solana. So we should see that. It doesn't have to be one swift move. We could see that go over the course of several days, and we could see areas where the price just goes sideways a little bit, but eventually would expect that price target of $16.7 to be hit here on Solana. So this is the upside price target from this triangle. This is what we would expect to see. And of course, if we see a break to the downside, again, we just drag the measuring tool and we should see around $11.29 here if we do break to the downside. Now, of course, as I say, this could happen within the next few hours, or it could happen much later in time, and the deadline for it is 18th of December according to this triangle here. So we could actually see that play out in a week's time, for example. So we don't know when it's going to play out, but we know there's going to be a large price move if it is respected. And for it to be respected, what we do want to see is an increase in volume. So we can see our indicator, our volume indicator down here. What we just want to see is a spike of volume as the prices do break out of either the support or the resistance. And we also want to see large momentum candles. So they are the large green candles that look like this, for example, if we break out to the upside, or large red candles like this if we break to the downside. If it's kind of a little bit more shy, you know, kind of candles like this, for example, then we know we haven't really seen a breakout. And as we all know, chart patterns are not 100% perfect, so there is a possibility, as always, of a false signal, and we could just see the price do something like this, for example, and that isn't a breakout, and that really isn't something that I would be trading. But if we do see large momentum, we see large volume, then that is a very handsome 18% trade if we're able to catch it. So I'm going to be looking out for that, and I will update my trading view if I do catch this trade here on Solana. Be sure to follow me on there for real-time signals. The link is in the description below. And so my longer term price prediction here on Solana going into 2023, where I think the price is going to go to for Solana, basically I do think there is a bias from this triangle that we're seeing here to the downside, and basically it kind of feeds in to what the whole cryptocurrency market is doing at the moment. I do think the prices are going to see probably a downside from this triangle here down to this $11.29 region. But what you'll actually notice about this $11.29 price target from this triangle is that it's exactly the same level as this drop down here. So my prediction is that we do see that breakdown from this triangle. I'll explain why in a sec. And we bounce up from this level and we start to see prices climb in the upwards direction. Now, what I'd be really looking for is this double bottom pattern. So a double bottom pattern is basically kind of a level where the price comes down to twice. So in this case, it's $11.29. We have a neckline where the price does bounce up to after the first touch of this $11.29 level, which on Solana is this level here. And what I expect going into 2023 are the prices to gradually climb upwards, you know, towards that neckline there. This neckline is currently sitting at around $15, and if we do break above this neckline in 2023, I'd expect a nice move from it. And this is obviously a longer term pattern that we are witnessing, but if we do see prices on Solana make it to $15, I'd be looking for prices to extend in the upwards direction, again with a lot of volume, again with a lot of momentum, and we should see $20. And so my price prediction then becomes around $20 in 2023. And of course, if we are able to catch it from the bottom down here, and we do see that double bottom pattern play out, that should be a nice pump here of around 73% on Solana. And this here is my prediction, this double bottom pattern followed by the price breaking out through the neckline because of what the cryptocurrency market is doing. And if we have a look at Bitcoin, the lead cryptocurrency, which determines what altcoins such as Solana do, if we have a look at Bitcoin, I do believe we're going to be heading lower, and that is why I think we're also going to be heading lower on Solana. At the moment, we've seen prices on Bitcoin plunge with FTX crash, just like Solana has, and we've seen this area of consolidation. Now, this could be construed as a bear flag pattern. Basically, a bear flag is when the prices do come down very steeply to begin with and they consolidate in this trading range. Now, this steep price drop is the flagpole, and this consolidation range, as has happened here on Bitcoin between these two yellow lines, is the flag. And if we were to see this pattern complete, and it only completes when we drop below around 16,100, then we should see prices on Bitcoin plunge to 13,200, where I think the price is going to get to for the bottom of Bitcoin. And of course, if Bitcoin's going to make that move down to 13,200, I do think Solana is going to follow suit and make the same move down to $11.29. My conservative price target, if this level does not hold, will be around $9.91 here on Solana. But what I would expect is for the price to go down to $11.29 when Bitcoin makes that move down, according to the bear flag. Now, another chart pattern that I'm seeing on Bitcoin, which is equally bearish, is this rising wedge. So very similar in the sense that it's a bearish pattern, but the price target from such a rising wedge like this would be around 15,300. So again, if we see Bitcoin head down to 15,300, I do think it will coincide with the price going down to $11.29. Since either move in a bearish direction for Bitcoin, particularly one with a lot of momentum and volume, pushing the prices down here on Bitcoin will plunge the price of Solana as well. So that's why I do think this downside is more likely. But of course, I also think that any price move down from this point will probably form the bottom for Bitcoin here before we start seeing prices go in the upwards direction towards the Bitcoin halving event. And that is why I think prices on Solana will recover as well, because Bitcoin will start to recover for the Bitcoin halving event. And I do think Solana will follow that. And of course, it will get to a point where Solana gets to this $15 level. We see this double bottom pattern play out, and I do expect $20 to be hit by around, I want to say January, the end of January 2023, maybe February 2023. So that would be my price prediction. But of course, it's not valid unless we hit $11.29 at least first. So those are my thoughts here on Solana. One other thing I want you guys to understand as well is basically what the stock market is doing, because it's very, very important as well for cryptos like Solana. And as you guys may or may not know, with the stock market, particularly in 2022, with the economy being pretty bad, we've seen stocks and cryptos behave in a similar way. So just to show you a brief example, this bear market rally we had from June to August in the stock market, we saw go from 3,650 to 4,300 on the S&P. And in exactly the same time frame in Bitcoin, we see that price go from 18,000, as you can see there, from mid-June, all the way to 25,000 by mid-August. So exactly the same time frame, Bitcoin makes that 50% move in the upwards direction as the stock market went from 3,600 to 4,300. And on Solana, exactly the same story. In that bear market rally back in August, we saw Solana go from around $26 there all the way to $48. So we saw very similar price moves throughout cryptos and stocks. So at the moment on the stock market, I do believe we've completed another bear market rally. I do think we are seeing some sort of rising wedge, and of course this rising wedge is a bearish price pattern, and if we do see this complete, then we should see a price target from that of 3,680 on the stock market. So I am bearish here on the stock market. I do think it's going to complete this move and head down in this downwards direction as it has done throughout 2022. And of course, if the stock market does that, we should see a bearish bias on Bitcoin, helping it get down to at least 15,300, and it should plunge the price of Solana down to at least $11.29. Again, if $11.29 doesn't hold, then I would expect $9.91 here on Solana. So those are some of the thoughts that I have on Solana, and that's basically all I'm going to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video.